Hey guys, how are you? Having trouble live streaming today. I think my internet connection is a little screwed up. We've had storms lately and it slows things down here, so I'll just record it and well, you can just watch it at your leisure. Okay, let's see. What I want to talk about is these 1955 double dives. You'll see them. Let's see. Where's eBay? I got a bunch of them on eBay. Here's a screen. We're going to go over to eBay. Well, first off, we'll take a stop at Variety Vista. And there are not just one, like that nice big one, the 1955 double die. There are several. Now, 6 of them are known or recorded by Variety Vista as being on proofs. Another one down here, you can see it just shows up on Liberty. These 2 up here show up on In God We Trust, and again on Liberty. See the swooping on the back of that B? And these are all different double dies, as opposed to that nice, beautiful big one. I got a close-up of that big one here somewhere. That's not it. Oh, wait for the arrow. Come on, give me the arrow. There's the arrow. Okay, there's the big one. And I can somehow zoom that in. Maybe. Let's see if we can see this all right. You know, I think I can stretch this window out. There you go. And you've got this tremendous doubling on the date. Looks like the date beside the date, right? In God We Trust. I mean, you go wee going on up here. Like the R, it looks like acrylic letter. And Liberty upon Liberty. See the little tilt to it? It's kind of close here in the center, kind of far apart over here. That's this is the actual double die. Now we talked about how double dies were made before. Where's my home? There's home. We talked about how double dies were made, and that's the impression from the hub coming in, right, and leaving its mark, and then it's removed. And then it's pressed in again, only a little off. So you have you have 2 impressions on the die. The die is doubled. It's a doubled die. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, now the problem is a lot of people don't understand what this is. And geez, somebody tells them it's a double die, and they say, oh man, that's wonderful. Here's a whole lot of money, I'll take it. Okay, so I want to take you to eBay and show you the issues. Let's find eBay. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the screen. Okay. And we got a bunch of listings over here on eBay. We got one right here. This is kind of neat. It's $14.50 is the bid. You're 9 days out. So I suspect this will probably go a little higher because, boy, it looks like a real nice penny. See the doubling on the 55? It's also slabbed by NGC, so it's a genuine one. And it came back as, what did it come back as? AU details, environmental damage. Oh man, I'm sorry I left that on your porch, buddy. Well, there it is. You can see it's all about the date. You know, you see it on the bow tie there. The Liberty. And In God We Trust. It's unmistakable. Where'd it go? Come back. It is unmistakable. Look at his eyeball. He's got 2 eyelids. Right, his hair. He's got 2 hair. Everything's doubled on this. He's got 2 lips. Right? He's got 2 lapels. It was hubbed, the hub was retracted, and then was sunken again and totally shifted. Because some of these are not the wonderful 1955 double die. Here we go. We're going to look at this one right here. 1955 1-cent doubled die Obverse. All right, is it this one? No, that's a different one. Here, this one. Right here, do you see doubling on the date? Kinda, but it's not massively spaced out like the other one. It doesn't make your eyes hurt when you look at it. Liberty, sharp, okay, little blurry over there on LI. Up here in God We Trust, well, it's not massively spaced out with a wide separation on the, as you see on the genuine piece. What you have here is die deterioration, okay? And it shows up beautifully on the 5, on the second 5 in 1955. Now I'm going to give you a link. It'll be down bottom. It'll go to ErrorRef. ErrorRef's a great site. I really recommend you read the whole darn thing. Let me see if you can see what I'm seeing. Yeah, good. And look over on that side. Okay, I could shift that just a little bit. There we go. Now you can see what we're talking about. Die deterioration. It's a deformation problem. It's a worn out die. And look, one of their examples is the 1955 Poor Man's Double Die. That's what this is called. It is die deterioration. It's not an error. Well, it is an error, but it's not a die variety. Okay, the die was hubbed once correctly. There's not a thing wrong with it. It's just a worn out die. Okay, I'm going to take you back over here and show you this one again, and you can see that secondary 5 right beside the second 5. Okay, and I get a close up here, I think. There it is. And I can put that up directly beside big monster DDO number 1, and you can compare these 5s with this. Nope, baby, that's night and this is day. These are two different things altogether. Now this has an arrow somewhere. How do I make it arrow? There it is. There's the entire double die scent, and then you have this piece right here, another one with a the doubling at the 5. This is die deterioration. That's all it is. It's a worn die. Now I showed you what that is before on other videos. So I'm going to go back to the screen real quick. Make sure we can find our place. There we go. Oh, I got a new invention. Check this out. I call it the PlayDoh Coaster. Huh? I invented this just now. That was me. And I just slide it out of the way. Here you go. Okay, let's say this is the a piece of the 5, right? Real simple. I get to play with a Play-Doh. Okay, I'm going to take that and I'm going to slice it in half. Ooh, lost my knife. There you go. Just cut it right down the middle right there so we can see. It's going to be, you know, kind of like this shape. But down here, that's the field of the coin. So let's look at what's going on. I've got this kind of a shape going on. On the die, I'm going to move that. I need a coaster for the 5. I'll tell you what, I'll move the camera. There we go. This is what's going on the die. Okay, just like that. Real simple and easy. There's my shape. Fits right in there. Right? Good. Okay, I'll get that prop out of the way. These are pretty good at like after dinner. You know, just eat one at a time. They're pretty tasty. Now, when the die wears out, you got metal, because you got another die coming down real hard, and you get a planch in the middle. You have metal on metal abrasion. The metal doesn't move very far. I mean, you're talking from here to there. You know, just a little squish. All right, but you got metal on metal, and here what happens is the force coming in is impacting this side, and then you have the metal trying to get out of that hole. It's trying to get into the hole, and everything's pushing outward away towards the rim. This would be your rim over here. No, this would be the rim of the coin over there. Okay, so you end up getting this wear right here on this trailing edge. This is your center of the coin. This is the rim of the coin. That look good? I might have to zoom in on the R. So you get a lot of wear on this point in particular. And as it wears, right, the darker this line is, this is going to add height to the coin because this is the coin. All right, so what's that going to look like on the coin? It's going to be raised. So this, imagine a coin upside down. There you go, there's my coin. I'm going to be a little raise, right, and then level out. And if I keep on going, right, I keep on stretching that out, it keeps on moving out, and I'm getting this wear pattern. So instead of the original sharp corner right up in here, it's going to start to kind of wear and trail off. That's what's going on with die deterioration doubling. And this is what's going on in the poor man's double die. Okay, let's pull the die back over here. All right. This is how it works. I need a hub, and I'm looking around, and I had a couple of options. I got the wooden spoon, and it was okay. Right, I can kind of get a good bottom on that, but really, it's just too darn big. Okay, then I found a beam. Oh, dude, you can do so much with kitchen parts. So I use this as the hub to set the pattern in here for the 5, right? And it gives me a nice smooth bottom. And I come around the curve. But look, where's my pointy stick? These edges, right? These edges are good and sharp. They're crisp. They're clear. And on a new die, that's what you get. You get a nice, clear, crisp corner. But over time, that's going to wear, right? And it's going to be coming. I lost my pen, darn it. Okay, I'll use my Hoogie pen. I'm going to be coming from the center of the coin, heading outward. I need that. Where'd it go? Here it is. There. Okay, the center of my coin's up here, somewhere over in this direction, and the forces are coming outward, right down here where the date is. So my wear, you're going to see it right in this area, all right, because it's metal on metal and it's pushing out. And the more I use this die, the more it's going to wear. There you go. Now when this die strikes a coin, right, these depressed areas, these voids, they'll be raised, which is what this thing is. This is just the raised part, and that's actually closer to, yeah, it's more like that. I've got one I can show you here. Whereas, let's see if we can get that 5 right. Yeah, that kind of points down to 7 o'clock or so. That's a 1955 typical. And we go home. Yeah, that's just right. Okay. But what's happening, instead of having these nice sharp edges, down here at the field, I'm getting this, you know, kind of a squished out pattern, right, where it's just kind of starting to smooth out. It's just stretching that die, stretching that device. See the way this is working? And if I need more clay, I'll just squish this down and drag some over. But the more deterioration on this die, the bolder this bit, this secondary bit, is going to be. There we go. That looks like a dead fish or something. Okay, no matter. I got extra because I needed that just to show you. But that's what's going on in the 1955 double die. Now it starts out light. So we're going to go to the scope. And is that the one? And you can just see it starting over here on the lower edge of that 5. Sometimes we'll put a little shadow on that. Helps us show, but you're just starting to get a little bit. Right here about 4 o'clock. It's really starting to blend. Right, but over time that'll become more pronounced. Watch this next one. Where are you? Where are you? There you go. See how that blending is just absorbing more and more of that that curve. Okay, this is a poor man's double die. It's not a double die. It only kind of looks like a double die. Here it's a lot of it. A lot of them, it's a sharp secondary 5. And I think you might be able to see it here. Right, I mean, it looks like a second 5 beside the 5. I might need to come out just a little bit. Let's try that out. But I mean, it looks like a split on the tail, the whole bit. Right down here in the lower bit. I mean, that looks like 2 5s. Let's go back to the Play-Doh. There you go. You're getting, that's kind of sloppy. Let me take that bit off. You're getting this bit, it almost looks like 2 tails. Okay, but bear in mind, this bit down here, this extra fin, this extra 5, this extra double looking thing, this is down at the field level. That's right down here at the field. You got a lot of height on that 5 because that's a you know, it's engraved, comes off the Galvano. It's deep, it's bold, it's a 5. So really, there's a lot more height here. So I'm going to put this piece on top. See if we can make better sense with it. Because Play-Doh is not the best analogy device, but boy, it works pretty good. And this part, all this part, these are paper thin. Let me just take a piece off. I mean, it's flat, it's low, it's at the bottom of the field. Right? There's no height to it. It's not up here. If I could cut that in half, I could show you. Now, see if that looks anything like this. And let's see if I can actually pick the darn thing up. Do you see what we're talking about? That's how it works. It's just getting stretched out on one side. That is die deterioration. So the poor man's double die, gosh, I see these things and it breaks my heart. I want to take it back to eBay real quick. Where are you? I gotta find my way. I see these things. I gotta find the right one I had. Okay, this one, yeah, this one's legit. This will be $1,000. Right now it's at $14.50. It's 9 days out. Let me see if you can see what I can see. Yeah, perfect. Okay. This won't last. I might bid on that just to say, I bid on a 1955 double die this weekend. Here, I can do that now. I'm going to put in $100. There's my bid. Let's see what that does. That'll piss off somebody. There. Oh, it's up to 26 because I guess the next bid down was 25. There. I have the leading bid on a 1955 double die. How about that? The big one. NGC and everything. I don't think that'll last 2 days. And the last 30 seconds of that bid is going to go up $500. Now we got this one over here. And what do you see? You see that trail, that trailing edge on the 5. All right, now another thing with these that shows you it's a deteriorated die. You got a die crack on the shoulder, and a lot of times you get one on the head. There are several of these dies. Remember, one die is going to make 500,000 coins. They were pretty weak in the 50s. That's why you have so many buy errors and so many die cracks. And they just didn't take it. They weren't annealed well or something. And maybe it was what they were made of. Let me set this piece of a 5 down for a second here. Okay, watch this. We're over here. And it's the same darn thing. Right, with that poor man's double die. And this guy wants $91 for a starting bid. This is what breaks my heart because these things are only worth, $1, maybe, in brilliant uncirculated. It's not a legitimate die variety. And if it were, well, there's so darn many of them. They're too common to really have a premium. But I see people bidding on these things, and they take them to $150, $200 sometimes. And it's a darn shame because they will never recover their money. Watch the video on coin ethics because you're misleading your people if you're saying that this is a legitimate double die. Here you go. There's a close-up on that. No, this is die deterioration. You can follow this down. Check this guy out. He's actually going on and saying this is a 1955 double die. Okay, he's using the from Jamie Hernandez. These two they do a lot of articles that are printed up on eBay, but he's using that. And a lot of times it's automatic. You type in your coin and that pops up as part of it. And we got this guy over here. Yeah, die deterioration. What's he's gonna say? He just very, very nice, uncirculated 1955 DDO. But it's not a DDO. It's die deterioration doubling. No value. But at least his price isn't too bad, and the quality of the coin is better. But still, you're about $10.99 too high. And it still ain't worth the shipping. Okay, guys, you watch out for these. There are legitimate double dies, and there are things that are kind of double die-like, but they're not really double dies. Where'd my screen go? Okay, we lost the screen, so the heck with it. It does this. There. This, no value. Okay, now if I had, let me show you this. I need 2 5s. Geez, I didn't get ready by having 2 5s at the ready. I'm gonna need more snake. I just love playing with Play-Doh. Okay, that one no good. We'll do a real one right here. If you had a real 1955 double die, what's it gonna look like? Wow, that's barely a 5. I totally suck at Play-Doh. Okay. It's almost a bunny rabbit. What does that look like? Okay, that's more in line with a doubled die. If this die was doubled, I would have with my bean. I would have another 5 right beside it, clearly separated. If I can do this, I can kind of do this. Then I roll my bean around. But the clay is a little softer than a steel die. But that's what a doubled die. This would be a doubled die. This is a doubled die coin. This coin was produced with a doubled die. This coin was produced with a worn die. It's down there at the fields. This thing, if I cut it, I lost my knife. I've got height across the whole darn thing. Everything is tall. Right, because it was hubbed. It was sunk in to full depth, shifted and sunk in again at full depth. This was full depth here, and this wore down at the bottom, down at the field level. That's what's going on. Valuable if you don't cut it in half. No value. No premium. These circulators, I got them right here. These, where'd they go? Okay, this one right here, that's got a value of, you know, a nickel. If I had a roll of these and I sold it for $5, I probably, you know, took too much for it. That's what that is. I can't see it. There you go. That's a circulated poor man's double die. A poor man's has no particular premium, but people pay it because they don't know the difference. So now you do, guys. Protect yourself. Learn your coins. Stay tuned. I'll have more. I'm going to work on a 1982 coming up next. It'll be a fun one. Okay, stay groovy.